In this video, I want to discuss the pros and cons of addressing yourself as a black business. Okay, so the pros and cons of addressing yourself as a black business. There is a website, I won't mention the name, but there is a website where if you are a black business, you can register your website, your business detail, etc. Okay, with the hope that black people who are like-minded, who love their race, can support one another. However, you have to look at the marketing strategy before you do that. Okay, if you're a black business and your products are neutral, in other words, white people can also, benefit from your service. By creating, if you like, a niche, a racial niche, targeting only black people, you have to ask yourself the question, do black people love each other enough? Is there black unity that is so strong, so reliable, so consistent that you can say, I'll give you an example in a second, so you can say, yes, I will call myself a black business. You have Caribbean restaurants in Birmingham, London, Afro-Caribbean restaurants that sell food. Europeans also buy from there, not just black people. There is one, I think, in Bristol, and mostly white people go there. Can you imagine if you said black business owner, black, targeting black people? That business wouldn't last. Namely, because of the location, okay, probably predominantly white and less black, or because, as I mentioned yesterday in one of my videos, black people who refuse to support black business. So if you're going to call yourself a black business, then you are sacrificing other races for what could be a dodgy and dangerous investment. Nobody would put money on the stock market that they know full well can crash at any moment. You end up on the streets, you end up homeless. You have to think intelligently when you're a black entrepreneur. You have to think about survival. You have to think intelligently and logically. Do black people love each other enough that you can say, let me give you an example. I teach singing lessons, right, hence this room. And if I says, black singing teacher, blacks only, I'll be on the streets tomorrow night. Loving your race is not going to pay your bills. Loving your race is not going to put a roof over your head. Think about that carefully. Loving your race as much as you want to is not going to put a roof over your head and food on your table. That is where we as a black people have gone wrong. Our thought pattern is destructive and not intelligent, not business, not survival. Look how many race-conscious speakers were crooks and conmen and thieves, cutthroat charlatans and sharks. If we go down that road, that mindset, then our thought patterns become foggy and not with clarity and clear as a crystal beautiful water that you can see through on a beautiful summer's day. So you have to ask yourself the question, should I call myself a black business? It all depends on whether your products are purely black, and even then I wouldn't risk it because you have interracial couples. Also, you have to be careful as a black business owner, because I made a video yesterday which I said that I need to make an apology because I didn't want to associate black business with hustlers and crooks and thieves. Not many people watched that video, but they watched these charlatan crooks and thieves and con artists. In other words, as long as you're slagging off black community and black business, you will get people coming to your channel. But when you want to promote black business, then no one's interested. And that's the reason why you're going to think carefully. Are you willing to make that sacrifice that suddenly overnight, like the road to Damascus, black people will say, yes, I'm going to support black business? Or are we going to have a meltdown because we don't really want to support each other?
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career. Robert. 30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man.
So we have a R. Kelly moment. We got to think very carefully. In the future, I've never called myself a black business, because I can count on one hand black students that I've taught that have been black. I can count on one hand. Okay? I would be on the streets. I would be homeless. Is that what you want from me? You want me to be homeless? You want me to be on the streets waiting for a black student, waiting for black people to wake up? You want me to be homeless on the streets? In the bins? Of course not. If you love me, you say, you know something, continue, teaching white students. It's called intelligence. I look at all these black businesses, consult black business owners, hoping that black people would feel sorry for them. After the video I made yesterday, a positive one, which only got 35 people looking at it, but the other one, it went viral. In other words, anything slagging off black people, we like a moth to a light. We can't wait to get enough of it. And that's why we're going to think twice whether to call ourselves a black business, knowing full well it could be detrimental. There's another shocking video I want to make after this one. Probably the most devastating I'm going to make. So you don't want to miss out. You want to subscribe. I did make one today on Versace and designer shops showing racism towards black people, but the microphone for some reason didn't show up, which is why I'm now in this room. I used to do it on my phone, but the microphone didn't connect or something, so I ended up with a video and no audio, which is very disappointing. But I'll redo that one anyway. It's about Versace designer shops where black people are not allowed to go in because they think we have no money. It's degrading. But yeah, as a black business owner, think twice. Is it worth it? Call yourself a black business. Do you have the support of the black community? Or maybe you want to, branch out. Because as I said, most of my students are whites. If it puts food on the table and roof over your head, are you going to wait for your people to wake up? Look at Dr. Omar Johnson. Look at Brother Polite with his sex offences. Look at Dr. Omar Johnson with his strip club. Look at the history of the Nation of Islam, raping women. Come on, you got to wake up. If these are the ones supposed to be thinkers, if these are the ones supposed to be, they're called Snoop Dogg, the thinker for the black community. That's how low down we've become. Snoop Dogg now represent us. And Ja Rule, when they want to get some kind of information on the black riots. Who did they go to? Who did they turn to? Rappers. We're in a bad state. Real bad state. We're going to think intelligently and think, is this working? Or do I have to go back to the whiteboard and start to change things in my life, change my mindset? Because for 70 years, we've been talking about black business, black unity, and all I get is negative energy from black people who don't want to support black businesses. They'll support racist shops racist KKK shops that, you know, watches them as they're shopping. They'll support that. They'll keep going back. But a black business make one mistake and that's it. I'm not supporting black business anymore. Nothing more than black and black hatred that they haven't dealt with.